friends, it's me, Miss Mystery. Mia, what are we going to learn about today?
Surfing.
Ready for a mystery that will make you go, whoa. Have you ever watched surfers gliding across waves and wondered who was the first person crazy enough to stand on a piece of wood in the ocean? Well, put on your time travel goggles because this mystery takes us back thousands of years and involves ancient kings, secret ceremonies, and boards so heavy it took 4 people to carry them. Let's start with something mind-blowing. People have been surfing for over 3,000 years. That's older than the Roman Empire. And get this, the first surfers weren't in California or Australia. They were in Peru. Ancient fishermen rode waves on reed boats called caballitos de totora, which means little horses of reeds. They're still used today. And here's another fun fact I bet you didn't know. Surfing wasn't invented in one place. It popped up all over the world in different spots. While Peruvians rode their reed boats, people in West Africa were body surfing and riding waves on wooden planks. Meanwhile, even more people were doing the same thing all over Polynesia. In ancient Hawaii, surfing wasn't just a sport, it was sacred. They called it hianalu, which means wave sliding. And it was so important that they had priests bless new surfboards with special chants. Breaking certain surfing rules could get you executed. Talk about taking your sport seriously. Hawaiian royalty had their own private surfing beaches where commoners weren't allowed. And their boards? Royalty rode boards called olo that were up to 24 feet long and weighed 200 pounds. That's like surfing on a tree. Regular people could only use alaya boards that were 9 feet long. It was literally illegal for commoners to ride the big boards. Here's where it gets crazy. Ancient Hawaiians had different boards for different waves. They invented at least 3 types. The massive olo for gentle rolling waves, the medium alaya for faster waves, and the tiny paipo for body surfing. They were basically ancient surf scientists. Surfing was so important in Hawaii that they had surf forecasters, special priests called kahuna, would study the ocean and predict when the best waves would come. They'd throw special ceremonies with offerings to the ocean gods for good surf. Imagine having a priest as your surf report. But here's the weirdest part. Surfing almost disappeared completely. When Christian missionaries arrived in Hawaii in 1820, they thought surfing was sinful because people surfed. Wait for it. Naked! They banned surfing. And by 1900, there were fewer than 100 surfers left in all of Hawaii. The 3,000-year-old tradition almost died. Now here's what saved surfing from extinction. 3 Hawaiian beach boys named Duke Kahanamoku, George Freeth, and Alexander Hume Ford started a surfing revival in the early 1900s. Duke was an Olympic swimmer who could ride waves for over a mile on his wooden board. He traveled the world doing surfing demonstrations and became known as the father of modern surfing. Oh, and here's something amazing. The first surfboards in California weren't made by surfers. They were made by lifeguards. In 1907, Hawaiian George Freeth was hired as California's first lifeguard, and he brought surfing with him. He'd rescue drowning swimmers on his surfboard. People had never seen anything like it. Oh, and here's something I almost forgot. Ancient Polynesians surfed across the entire Pacific Ocean, from Tahiti to New Zealand to Easter Island. How did the same sport develop in places thousands of miles apart? Scientists think Polynesian explorers spread surfing as they colonized new islands, carrying their boards on their voyaging canoes. Here's a fun fact that'll make you say, wow! The word surfing wasn't even used until 1917. Before that, it was called surf riding or wave sliding. And the Beach Boys song Surfin' in 1961 was what made the word surfing popular worldwide. One song changed what we call a 3,000-year-old sport. And here's another thing. Scientists discovered that ancient Polynesians had a secret formula for making their boards waterproof using kukui nut oil, charcoal, and tree sap. The exact recipe was lost for over 100 years until researchers rediscovered it by analyzing old boards in museums. And it's like finding a lost ancient recipe. And here's the coolest discovery. Archaeologists found 1,000-year-old cave paintings in Hawaii showing people surfing. But get this, the paintings show surfers doing tricks. They were doing ancient versions of cutbacks and bottom turns. These weren't just beginners. They were shredding waves 1,000 years ago. So let's recap. Humans learned to ride waves because 1. Multiple cultures discovered it independently over 3,000 years ago. 2. It started as fishing and transportation in Peru and Africa. 3. Polynesians turned it into a spiritual art form. 4. Hawaiian royalty made it a sacred royal sport. 5. Brave revivalists saved it from extinction. 6. It spread worldwide through demos and pop culture. Next time you see someone surfing, you'll know you're watching a tradition older than most countries. You're now a certified surfing history expert.
Don't forget to like and subscribe.